hello, hello, hello.
Okay.
Hello, okay.
Yeah.
It's happening.
You're live.
It's live. We start again. Hello. Hello, beautiful yogis. Welcome to tonight's session of Restorative Yoga. We are in a very powerful time in human history. And together, we're going to rest our weary bones and reset the nervous system. Breathe together, one of the most profound things that we can do. And dream to create our new world. So, let's begin, as we do, in the open book shape. You know what to do. We've got two blocks forming a little step. We've got the bolster lying over it. And then we sit back all the way tucked against the bolster to lie the central column of our body, that is the spine, that north-south axis of the body. We lie it down now. Not quite horizontal, but at this nice angle, so that we're in the middle. And as we find the middle, we are allowing the both lateral areas to fall away into that invisible force, the force of the earth herself, gravity. Shoulders, arms relaxed either side, perhaps your elbows resting on the blankies. That also supports your thighs. And your feet touch one another in a prayerful shape. Prayer pose in your feet, and we call that the cobbler's pose. Settle into your midline, close your eyes. Arrive in this beautiful sacred moment that we enter together. We enter sacred space. And what is sacred space but being fully present here and now? Lovely deep nose breath in. Big one, big one, big one. Full, full, full. Blow it away. All the way till there's nothing left. Only to repeat the cycle of your next nose breath in. Your body expands and opens with this incoming breath, which we treasure for a heartbeat or two. And then blow it out sweetly through your pursed lips. Till you are empty of breath. And then repeat. So full, such a gift, this very breath bringing everything that we need in this moment. And yet, we can reciprocate and give it back. And so as we do a few more of these beautiful nose inhales and blow away exhale, we come into this reciprocal relationship between our individual self and the space around us and the entire cosmos. We receive the gift of the inhale as a love gift, and we give it back as we exhale. And so when you've done a few of these, continue to breathe generously and consciously through your nose. See what feels better. The reason we begin with the mouth exhale is that it really lets the body know that you're really ready to let go of everything that's been occupying your attention today, at this time in your life and at this historic time in all our lives. We are in the great shifting of the ages, the end of the old story, and the awakening inside each and every one of us the new story, the new way that this life can be lived. More beautifully, more generously, more gloriously, and certainly more joyfully. And so as you rest your body in these shapes that I'll offer you, I shall also bring you a little food for the soul, a little nourishing of the new stories and the new paradigm that we are entering together. Does it happen in a particular day, in a particular moment? No, we are easing our way in as we watch the old die away. This week we saw the death of a long reigning monarch. The Queen died. What does it mean to us here in America? It means a lot to the whole world. The archetype of monarchy, queen of the Commonwealth, queen of an old order and the way the world was. And that entire world is falling away. And from the grassroots, from each and every one of us, the new world is beginning. Whatever unfolds with the new king and the new royal family, it will be so different. And the world has changed and will continue to change. We also remember another pivotal moment in human history, 9/11. That too was a moment, it was just a shattering that changed everything. And we've had more shatterings since then. And we've had the years of isolation with COVID. And we're re-emerging now, emerging to find ourselves anew. Resting in your long, slow breaths. Know that everything is going well, according to the plan. And the plan is that each one of us awakens to who we truly, truly are. Being fully present in your breathing body. It's all we have to do to drop into the relaxed state. And in this way, we can enter a state of consciousness that was recognized by many of the shamanic cultures all over the world. The shamans knew that to create, we enter a different realm. So we could consider our restorative yoga as a way of doing that. A dreaming of possibilities. In modern parlance, we would say that we are entering the quantum field of infinite possibilities. No judgment. Be amused, be curious about the stream of thought that flow through you. We don't need to believe every single one of them, and many of them are the old story. Old stories about ourselves, many of them limiting, many of them a little unkind. And as you notice that, come back to your breath. Send yourself a loving kindness thought. This incoming breath is a gift. Your outgoing breath is your reciprocal gift back. Each breath matters. Can you extend your exhalation? Can you extend your gift back? Let it come all the way to the empty moment. We'll stay a little while in this shape, breathing. The awakening of the new story within us is a recognition of the sacredness of all of life, something held traditionally in our own indigenous people here in this continent of North America. The unseen soul of nature had the potential to reveal itself in the flight of a bird, the stirring of the leaves in the oak tree, and the ripples on the lake. Nature was held to be animate, conscious, and to be able to communicate with humans. The essential characteristics of this culture was kinship, the kinship of humans with all of creation. And Chief Seattle said it so beautifully, and I'm going to quote now Chief Seattle. Every part of this earth is sacred to my people. We are part of the earth, and it is part of us. The perfumed flowers are our sisters. The bear, the deer, the great eagle, these are our brothers. The shining water that moves in the dreams and rivers. The shining water that moves in the streams and rivers is not just water, but the blood of our ancestors. The water's murmur is the voice of my father's father. The rivers are our brothers. They quench our thirst. They carry our canoes and feed our children. Remember that the air is precious to us, and that the air shares its spirit with all the life it supports. The wind that gave our grandfather his first breath also receives his last sigh. The wind also gives our children the spirit of life. Will you teach your children what we have taught our children? That the earth is our mother. The earth is our mother. And that what befalls the earth befalls all the sons and daughters of the earth. This we know. The earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to the earth. All things are connected like the blood which unites us all. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. And whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. This ancient wisdom, beautiful yogis, is the new story that we in the West must learn to really embody. It's not just a lovely idea, but to really experience it when you sit beneath a tree and watch a bird, and when you feel the breeze, and when you look at the ocean, so that it becomes a living reality, our kinship with all that is. And so may we all realize this deep truth. And we rest our bones for 3 more breaths in this shape. So we've been lying on our backs. As you breathe in again, just let your arms lift up, float up, float up, float up. And then as you exhale, widen your arms and embrace your knees and help them up together. And gently roll off to the side as we set up for our next shape, which is going to be a forward-facing shape. This body, these bones, flesh, we're rearranging it all now. So we're going to plop down on the little platform blankie. I like to start on the left butt cheek, so that we are ready for supported child's pose with the twist. So I've got my top leg on that blankie that was there. And then this is a lovely big twist, so lift your spine tall and rotate your ribs leftwards so that you are aligned to the very middle of your bolster and lie forward, best you can. Left ear comes to rest, and now the arms oriented towards the ground, that's it. Right in the middle, arms relaxing down. So perhaps your face can go the other way. Perhaps this is the best way for it to be. Orient in the way that's comfy, no strain in your neck. And take a moment to really drink in this shape. And even if you've done this shape many times, today it is new, just as this breath that you are breathing it's the first time you are breathing this very breath. And with this downward facing body, we are invited to bring the breath to the lower back. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Can you feel your breath here now? So the inhale now is a penetrating inhale. It pushes its way through those narrow passages to open them, so that the nourishment of your inhalation can enter your body fully. And bring that beautiful nourishment, the oxygen. And then as you give the breath back, your body settles and drops into that invisible force of the ground itself, in a deeper, more relaxed state. And it's in the relaxed state that healing can happen. And that healing can be very physically oriented. We might be healing from surgery. Have a diagnosis. It is also going through the nervous system through which all things pass, all our experiences pass through that electrical system that runs through our body, translates everything into different responses, mostly often below the level of our awareness, to bring us into the desired state, which at this time is a deeply relaxed state. A state where the busy thoughts of how it should be can go away, and how we can allow our longing for the awakening and for the embodying of the new story to happen. I'm going to share now a story from a different culture. And this is the whispered lineage of the Dalai Lamas. From another part of the world, the following story may perhaps illustrate how long atrophied faculties once connected us with the soul of nature. Next to the Potala Palace in Lhasa, there is a temple called the Lukang, or the Temple of the Serpent Spirits, that the present Dalai Lama describes as one of the hidden jewels of the Tibetan civilization. This temple was the private chamber of the Dalai Lamas, the place where they retired for deep meditation. Miraculously, so far it has not been destroyed by the Chinese invasion of Tibet. The walls of the upper floor are decorated with extraordinary paintings describing the tantric practices of the Dzogchen path to the direct experience of reality. The path practiced by the Dalai Lamas for centuries. Only these murals depict the practices that were otherwise transmitted orally and poetically, referred to as the whispered lineage. Prior to the Chinese invasion of Tibet, on one day each year, the Lukang was open to pilgrims who crossed the lake to the temple to make offerings to and invoke the blessing of the water spirits believed to reside beneath the lake. And this ritual went back to a time when the Potala Palace was being built and a deep pit had been excavated to provide mortar for the palace walls. Legend says that a female water spirit, or Naga, came to the fifth Dalai Lama, who lived 1617 to 1682, during his meditations, and the water spirit warned him that the work on the palace was destroying the Naga's ancestral home. The Dalai Lama promised that he would build and dedicate a temple to the spirits of the lake, which had formed over the desecrated land, so that their presence would be recognized and honored. You'll find that a lot in the Himalayan Buddhist culture. We found it in our travels through Bhutan. We were often told that demons used to live in these mountains and scare travelers. But as soon as a little temple was made to the demons, they were okay and they left the travelers alone because they had been honored and respected. Can you feel your breathing? Can you feel the deepening quietude that is here for you? Can you feel that we're doing this together? You are not alone. We are deeply connected. We are interbeing. And so, beautiful yogis, we are now going to switch sides. So do it with breath awareness and move your hands and feel your hands connect to the ground as you push up to fours. And inch your knees away to the left, plop down on your right butt cheek. Bring your blankie over for your knee on this other side. And how we assume the same shape, the same yogasana, by lifting the heart and coming forward and pranaming, bowing, coming close to the earth. Ooh, to let your shoulders and arms relax and your head come to rest, and how good it feels to land again. To land again in this shape, the other side of our bilateral bodies, divided along the middle, and how this spiraling now tones, stretches, relaxes everything that's here. Breathe into your back. Resting, breathing, receiving. The stories of the demons that we hear about when we travel in these lands where the ancient customs are still alive translate well into our psychological understanding of our own human nature. We have demons living within us. You may have met your own demons. Sometimes it is impatience. Sometimes it's a sudden burst of anger. Something pops out before we know it. We're behaving like a demon. And so these inner promptings, these inner demons that live in our own psychology, can be honored just the way that it is done in the traditions of the Himalayas. And so if you have a demon that bothers you so much, be it self-shame or eruptions, bow to that creature within you. You can anthropomorphize it, give it a name, bow to it and say, I see you, I honor you, but not now, not now. And in that way, we psychologically embrace the difficult parts of our human programming, give it a place, give it a name, and it won't surprise us so much. It would let us pass safely as the travelers on the road in the Himalayan paths. It is extraordinary how well that works. The reassuring breath is here. The nourishing gift of your own aliveness, how we connect to all that is through the breath. As we live and enter this time of awakening to the new story, we are now living in a mythic time of choice. A time of stupendous scientific discoveries which are enlarging our vision of the universe, shattering the vessel of our old concepts about the nature of reality. Yet the delicate organism of life on our planet and the survival of our species are threatened as never before by an ethos that seeks dominance and control of nature. And this ethos reflects a brutal desire to conquer and to master nature for our own purposes, and shows no respect for the earth and disregards the perils of our interference with the intricate web, the web of our relationships upon which life on this planet depends. We are an integral part of this great web of life, and we cannot survive without respecting all aspects of it. In this crucial time in our history, this time of utmost depravity, greed, and barbarism, it's also the time of tremendous opportunity to discover a new story. Our old social patterns, beliefs, old institutions are breaking down, and the potential to a higher level of consciousness, recognizing that we are inseparably connected to the world around us and the wider universe, and that we have a vital role to play in harmonizing our culture. To harmonize our culture with the evolutionary intention of the cosmos. And so it is the time when we can release ourselves from the dominance of left hemispheric linear thinking and embrace the more inclusive, holistic position of the right hemispheric brain. I love this stuff. I hope you do too. And you should know that I've come across this wonderful, wonderful writer named Anne Baring. Anne Baring, British writer. You'll find her on YouTube. Wonderful talks, wonderful books. Anne Baring, B-A-R-I-N-G. Nice, everyone. Very slowly now, we come up out of this child's pose on the right butt. We come back to all fours. And we take the center line position of child's pose, where we lie just over the bolster. And we can tuck the second blankie behind the knees and lie forward. And let gravity take our body weight into the bolster, sitting on our feet. For many of us, this is not a happy place. And so we will switch to the optional position where the legs are just lying out straight behind us. We call it crocodile pose. And if you're not sure, it looks like this. The bolster's now going to be under the belly. And we get to lie full frontal on the ground. Full frontal. Rest your heart, rest your brow, and rest your legs. And so the reason we have the bolster under the belly is to give a little bit of space to the lower back. For some, the bolster is a bit hard, a bit rough on the belly. Just place a little softy pillow there, just to give your lower back a little bit of a stretch. The sense of the fluid body flowing towards the ground. And the air penetrating the back body. Get comfy, allow this shape. As we are so small, so close to the ground, this loving Mother Earth. Long exhalations will support this shape. One of the very big themes of the new earth is the restoring of the balance between masculine and feminine. Too long. Those who have studied the history say it's been 5,000 years that the patriarchy has ruled. And before that, we had a matriarchal society. And this is the ending of the patriarchal culture of dominance, control, of acquisition, of ownership, of building personal wealth. That time is over. the return of the feminine archetype that lives within each human being. So it's not a division between men and women. It is the feminine archetype that lives both in women and in men, that we are all reconnecting with. It's about relationship, connecting, service. So millions of people across the planet are engaged in helping others and engaging in courses to elevate and transmute their levels of consciousness, responding to the longing to create a different kind of civilization, one based on relationship, connecting, love, service, rather than the pursuit of power, rather than the pattern of national rivalry, weapons and war. The new story invites a totally different understanding of life, bringing with it more mature values which profoundly respect all forms of planetary and cosmic life, and a new unified worldview. Beautiful yogis, let's complete this child's pose or crocodile shape. Make your way back to fours. If your legs have been tucked in, just let them have a little stretch. Some even like to do a downward dog here. Or just a little stretch and your legs will be enough. We're going to set up now for the seated forward bend, supported forward bend. So we need a blankie to sit on, and then we need a support to rest on. So we can do that with our blocks. Create a little tabletop. Bolster on high blocks. Extended legs or crossed legs. Just comfortable for you. You can use your coffee table, you could use your bed. Lean against it and lie forward. What we're looking for is a nice long spine, straight as you can. The brow at rest. Still in this forward position, still bringing breath deep into the back. Feel and receive what this shape offers your body. Yeah, if your bolster feels too far away, but pile another pillow on it. It's really nice when I can see you. Thank you for leaving your camera open. Yeah, pile it up a bit. It'll make it more accessible. If I can see you, I can give you little cues. Yeah, maybe it's still something under your brow. It should be really comfy. Yes, there, we're getting there. Oh, nice. That should feel quite good. Lovely. And then we follow again the long exhalation. A kind of merging with the props. But it matters that you're comfy. And we're not setting an ideal goal as to how it should be. because we are honoring the feminine, not an idealized idea, but an embodied state. This feels good, and that's what matters. It's very loving, very forgiving. Yeah, awesome. So for a long time, the old story, there's been a deep split between spirit and matter, or spirit and nature. And we find that in all three patriarchal religions and the creed of scientists, especially the scientific reductionism, which is reflected in the materialistic character of our secular culture. Our current worldview, whether in the East or the West, rests on the premise of our separation from and mastery of nature, where the resources of the planets are unthinkingly plundered to serve our ever-growing numbers and needs of our species. We have to heal from that deep split because we are so connected. We also have to recover and redeem the feminine principle. We have to understand why it has been rejected and why its recovery is essential to balance, to bring balance to the masculine ethos that's ruled for so long. And so the freeing of women from their long oppression and marginalization is an intrinsic part of this effort. It's only when nature, matter, soul and body, the four aspects of the feminine, nature, matter, soul and body, are recognized as a manifestation of spirit, then we will be able to heal our dangerously unbalanced and unconscious culture. And this is the enormous task we must accomplish to enter the new era. We also need a new image of God or Spirit, not the transcendent male creator who is separate from creation. Mother Earth, of which we are a part. The quantum physicists have already told us the new story coming into being is that the whole universe is a unified field. And the world we experience is like a minute excitation on the surface of an infinite cosmic sea, which sustains not only our world but the entire cosmos. And that we live within a cosmic web of life, which underlies and connects all life forms in the universe and on our planet. The Vedics talk of the net of Indra. It's a beautiful image. And we can imagine it as a shining gold net surrounding our planet and connecting all the forms of life on it. Not only our planetary life, but all galactic life in the cosmos. And through this shimmering web of light, all existence, whether seen or unseen, is an indissoluble unity. We are not only in this incandescent web of light, we are part of it. So breathing and feeling and connected to the sounds, the thread of my voice, the awareness of all of us, breathing, connecting to Indra's web. So even in your restful place, imagine here how your personal life could be more beautiful, how you might see things in the awakened story, to recognize your own holiness, your own sacredness. How, as we see it within ourselves, we see it in the other, those around us. Of course, that's the hard part, isn't it? But it's true. The more that we can hold one another in our highest way of being, the more that we can actually actualize that, the more we can live it. We banish no one, we write no one off. So beautiful, yogis. Let's complete this forward bend position. We'll take the counter pose, elevated legs. So we're going to be on our backs. Your spine is going to just relax as you lie back, and you have a choice of where to put your legs. We want them up, so you could put them on your tabletop here, or you could go to the wall, lie on your back and let your legs hang against the wall. It's going to feel really nice on your spine that's been in the forward bend. I'm setting up to let my legs hang over this tabletop. The seat becomes the head pillow. Oh. And snuggle in all the folds of your clothes and flesh smoothed. Your legs supported, your body falling back now into the arms of Gaia. Our Earth Mother holding our body. How breath is still here. How we could just witness the breath, feel it. Or we can choose to shape it. Intuiting what is the right move for now is part of honoring the feminine. So these are not prescribed ways to do things. It's finding your way. I love to give you the tools of yoga. Sometimes you just want to be as it is. The simple noticing. If you were in class last week, you might have heard about my visit with the Essenes here in Oregon, and I've been reading a little bit about it. And I have here something really beautiful from the Essene Gospel. Timeless words from the 4th book of the Essene Gospel of Peace. I tell you truly, your body was made not only to breathe, to eat, to think, but it was also made to enter the holy stream of life. And your ears were made not only to hear the words of men, the song of birds, and the music of falling rain, but they were also made to hear the holy stream of sound. And your eyes were made not only to see the rising and setting sun, the ripple of sheaves of grain, and the words of the holy scrolls, but they were also made to see the holy stream of light. One day, your body will return to the earthly mother, even also your ears and your eyes. But the holy stream of life, the holy stream of sound, and the holy stream of light, these were never born and can never die. Enter the holy streams, even that light, that sound, and that life which gave you birth. And so, beautiful yogis, let's complete the elevated legs position. Come out really gently. You can draw your knees in towards your chest, give them a little hug. And reorient our props completely. Setting up for supported bridge pose. Support of the bridge will be the bolster. Unless that's too high for your body, you'll take a folded blanket. That will be enough. The folded blanket that we use for a pillow, we won't use it now, but just put it at the very top of your mat and put your blocks at the very foot end of the mat. And this bridge pose begins on the back with the bolster under the knees, so that it's really easy to push your feet down, lift your butt up, and pull the bolster under your sacrum. Get really snuggled in there, and feel how the back of your heart and your shoulders rest deeply on the ground. And there's an elevation now through your pelvis. And then the legs could slide out, rest over the blocks. I kind of like it when the blocks are slightly angled and the heels hang over. Arms spaciously at your sides, palms rolled open, allowing the shoulders, collarbones to have space. We are upward facing. A little bit of traction. Can you receive it? Can you allow it? This gift of the inhalation, receiving love. And how we reciprocate with the exhalation, returning love to the world. And even as you exhale your love to the world, you might bring to mind someone that you love, so that the love that you exhale now is directed specifically. It could be your pet, it could be the ones you live with, the ones you miss, even the ones who have crossed over and left their physical remains. But we know, as the Essenes have put so beautifully, the light, the love, the life, the sound never dies. And so even this position now, we complete. Gently draw the bolster down away from your buttocks, from your sacrum. It's going to support your legs in the next pose. You can bring your pillow blanket under your head. If your back's a little vulnerable, give yourself a little hug and then let the legs slide out over the bolster. The blocks might be comfy or you could push them away. And for this final part of our practice today, let's have a direct experience of that holy stream of light that flows through us at all times. And that was there before and will be forever. So as your physical body settles, feel your breath surrender to the stillness of this moment. The sense of your crown, the crown chakra, as the yogis say, 1,000-petaled lotus that all of us wear, connects us to the cosmos, to the above. Have a sense of that now, being open to receive the holy light, imaging it as an incandescent stream coming in through your brain, pouring in through your brain, the inside of your head as well as the skin. And the senses, our nose, our eyes, our ears, those gifts of perception in the physical world. All of them illuminated now with this incoming stream of light which flows through the throat and opens our capacity to speak. Allow it to stream, to heal, and to continue its flow into the heart, the lungs, the bones of the rib cage. And as it moves down the central column, it also widens out laterally over and through the shoulders, the arm bones, forearms and hands. And spend a little while sensing our upturned palms, now radiant with light, illumined. Feel the energy of that. It becomes quite palpable when we really receive that incoming cosmic light, pouring into these hands of ours. As it continues to pour and heal through the hands and the space around, it also continues downwards through the organs of the physical body. All the way through the stomach and the pelvic area, down the legs, all the way through the thighs, the knees, the shins, and to the feet. We spend a moment receiving that light through our feet. And how the entire body can feel completely illumined, lightened, enlightened. How it fills the space around us. Bathe in this. It is so, and we are now no longer Homo sapiens, we are Homo luminis. embody this knowing. And so there is no split between body, mind. It's all one energy. And as you sense your own luminosity in your mind's eye, see it in the others. So that when you look into the eyes of the other, you see the beloved. And in that sacred mirror, we become one. And so, beautiful yogis, move now a little bit into your physical body, your hands, your feet, little stretching. Breathe into your heart, gratitude, to know who we truly are. Light in a body, consciousness in a body. Please roll over onto your side. And as you are ready, come on up to sit as we complete our time together in prayer pose. So beautiful to have this time with you. Namaste.